Japan just announced that they will buff their military. Just recently on December 5th, the Japanese government announced that they plan to spend $318 billion in the next 5 years. The ultimate goal is to increase the defense budget to 2% of the GDP. This is a big shift in Japan's defense policy. Since 1976, the Japanese government agreed that the military budget should be capped at 1%. Japan still won't be anything near China and America's expenditure, but if all goes as planned, Japan would be the third largest military spender in the world. So, why is Japan doing this now? North Korea's missile testing hit a record high this year. North Korea sent a missile that flew over Japan, and another missile landed in Japan's ocean territories, also known as exclusive economic zones. China is an obvious threat from a Japanese point of view. Chinese missiles landed in Japan's EEZ during their military drill in August. Not to mention, there were roughly 1,000 scrambles during fiscal year 2021, which is the second highest amount on record. Russia is also a threat to Japan as they own the Kuril Islands, which is right near Hokkaido. Right after the invasion of Ukraine, Russia withdrew from peace talks regarding these disputed islands. Japan claims that these islands are theirs, which is an entire video topic of itself. Anyway, on December 6, Russia announced that they will deploy a missile defense system on these islands. Financially buffing the military doesn't mean much if Japan doesn't have friends. Just last month, the Japanese Prime Minister and South Korean President met to discuss about threats from North Korea. It's been 3 years since the leaders of these two countries met to discuss matters. Given President Yoon's desire to ease relations with Japan, it would be in Japan's favor if they can restart sharing intelligence regarding North Korea in real time. Japan is putting more strength in the Quad, which is a security dialogue between Japan, America, India, and Australia. It's not a military alliance, but it's more of a group of democracies in Asia that agree to counterbalance against China in terms of security, economics, and democratic values. Japan and India had a 2+2 meeting 3 months ago. Japan and Australia just had a 2+2 meeting today. It's likely that these 4 countries will continue to meet in order to respond to China's rise. Another development is a joint fighter jet announcement to be made by Japan, Britain, and Italy. Those involved in the project tease that there should be an announcement sometime this week, so there should be an official announcement by the time this video is uploaded. If true, this would be Japan's first time to create a joint defense equipment with a country other than America. The biggest announcement other than Japan's increased budget is the ruling party's agreement that Japan needs Counterstrike capabilities. This means that Japan wants a missile system that could preemptively strike foreign military bases, if and only if Japan deems such bases as dangerous. This is big news because a preemptive strike will allow Japan to make their first move in war. If approved, this would probably violate Article 9, which is Japan's peace constitution. This is absolutely insane because Japan will be acquiring offensive, not defensive, weapons. If you're a strong believer in offense is the greatest defense, this is all good. More money means more weapons. But where is this money going to come from? The Japanese population is rapidly decreasing, which means taxpayers are decreasing as well. There has been speculation that Japan might increase consumption taxes from 10% to eventually 20%, but this could destroy the economy. As mentioned in the previous video, increasing taxes will discourage spending, which can result in deflation. Japan just got out of deflation. Doing this would be an absolute fiscal suicide. As of now, the Japanese government announced that they do not plan to increase taxes and will instead re-evaluate expenditure. Most citizens aren't as hopeful as the government. There's been an IMF report that encourages Japan to increase their taxes in face of an aging society. On December 8, the Japanese government announced that they are $70 billion short for fiscal year 2027. This may change, but the government announced that taxes will increase in 2027. Recent polls reveal that roughly 51 to 53% of the population agree to increasing the defense budget. Japan will be publishing their National Defense Program guidelines by the end of the year, so once that is out, we'll have a better picture of how Japan wants to specifically buff the self-defense forces. If you made it this far, please consider liking the video and subscribing to learn more about Japanese politics.